one of the number one signs of being an amateur is if you think you need to do quality over quantity. That's the number one sign I see amateurs making. It's a big mistake because you're not gonna do quality right away. You're completely lying to yourself if you think you're gonna do quality right away. When you go and you first start playing basketball, you are gonna be trash. In the beginning, you're gonna be complete garbage. You're gonna suck. When you start skateboarding, you're not even gonna be able to stand on it, right? So when you start making beats, you're gonna suck. When you start writing songs, you're gonna be terrible. When you start making content, when you start posting stuff, it's gonna suck. But the only way out of that is through quantity. That's the only path. You got to get the reps in. You got to work out. You got to build the muscle. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand how artists fall into this trap, but you got to wake up. I'm here to shake you up and show you, like, do not fall into this trap because you're wasting your most valuable asset with this. You're wasting time. Time is your most precious asset. I got a few minutes to film this. So I want to give it my all. I want to bring out the most in every moment. Right? So there's no way you're going to get better through focusing on quality if you haven't put in the reps. It's completely stupid and illogical. So wake up. I just want to shake you right now. So many artists I know are just focusing on the quality without putting in the quantity. That's like focusing on a complete illusion. That's a complete lie. Right? You want to get good, you have to do it a lot. And like I talked about in many videos, the correct creation cycle. Even many artists are masters at their craft, have been doing it for a long time. They want to do it full time. They want to expand. They want to be known. But they're still not posting. They're still not making videos. They're still not building their own brand. It's going to be lopsided. It's going to be lopsided. You got to practice both. You got to create and release, create and share, even if it's at a small level, even if it's an unlisted YouTube channel that you just share with a few friends. Right? Even if it's just a SoundCloud not too many people know about. You need to create and release. Create and release. You got to get in the reps. You got to understand the resistance that's going to come when you release it. You got to understand how difficult it is to release a body of work. It is to even release one song. It's difficult, the energy that you deal with. But you need to do it so you get stronger, or else it's going to be lopsided. You're going to have like a bike with one wheel oiled and one wheel rusty. It's not going to move. And then everything you think about and you thought would happen, it's not going to happen because your wheels are not oiled properly and the bearings and the screws are not in the right direction. You've been thinking this whole elaborate thing in your head for years and years, and then you put it out. No wonder why you're disappointed and depressed right now. Because you've been listening to a lie. And then when you realize that, you get even more depressed. You listen to a lie that you told yourself, or you listen to a lie that many other people, other YouTubers, other producers, other artists told you. Because things are always changing too, but the thing that's not always changing is how you get better, how you get in the flow, how you get in the zone. That's completely unchanging. There's a formula to it, and I've spent my entire life dedicated to learning and unraveling it and breaking it down into a step-by-step process for you to be able to master. So you can go and try to do it on your own, and it might work, but you may waste a lot of time, and by the time you've wasted all that time, you may quit, which I've seen most artists do. That's why people say it's hard to be an artist. Not because it's necessarily so hard, but most people have the incorrect information. They have the wrong information. So it's like going in a car and driving somewhere, and the map is completely backwards. Of course you're not going to get to where you want to go. Of course you're not going to get there. You have the wrong information. You're trying to drive around Canada and you have a map of Mexico. Of course you're going to fail. Of course. But fortunately for you, you have found this page. and I have the correct information. I've devoted my life to understanding how to get in the zone, how to understand the energy, the proper priority. This is priority over everything else. This is priority over even playing your instrument. Don't make the mistake of arrogance and thinking you know better and you know how it works without even experimenting. That's called arrogance. That's like a scientist going in, thinking how something's going to go, and then not experimenting. What's that called? That's called you think about how it's going to be. I lost the word, but there is that in science. You think about how the thing's going to be. But then you actually have to do it, and you have to do it again and again, and you realize your prediction was incorrect. So it's the same with music, it's the same with art, it's the same with your ideas. You have to complete the cycle, or you're wasting time and money and energy and resources. So please don't do that. If you're a producer, if you're an artist, and you haven't started a YouTube channel yet, if you're not posting your work at least every week, you've got a problem. If you want this to be serious. If you want it just to be a hobby, that's fine. It'll always stay a hobby at this rate. But if you really want to take it serious, you got to treat this like a job. You got to show yourself that commitment. You got to show that type of willingness and that type of energy towards it. And you got to get better. You got to put in the reps. And with this type of career, you do the reps in front of everyone. So it's like you're practicing in front of a stage of people, which is difficult. But that will also help you grow, forcing yourself outside of your comfort zone. And if there's people who make fun of you or people who don't like it, fine, get rid of them. You know who's true, you know who's not. You walk on this path of artistry alone. And if you know you're an artist, this is the only option. Because the more you deny it, the more everything's going to ruffle up inside. And then if you don't, pursue it, you'll run into a problem in the future. It's called a midlife crisis. And you should just go on your path now, even though it's scary. When you go on your path, do what you're called to do. The opportunities show up to support you, but you have to show up as well. You can't rely, oh, please help me with this, blah, blah, blah. It's going to work. I'm going to do it. I don't know how, but I know I need to do this. I know this is my path. And you're not going to get the whole picture. You got to read the book, The Alchemist. One of the best books ever made. Read the book, The Alchemist. Read the book, The Hobbit. Read the book, Lord of the Rings. These are all about characters going on journeys. And it's looking bleak at many times. But they work out at the end because they're focused and they're devoted to their mission. So, remember, go to onlybangers.life. Have a great day. Peace.